back.
What's up, everybody?
We used to have a guy in town who was a radio guy. You probably knew him, Gary Mack.
Yeah.
I figured you did. He had been away from Chattanooga radio for a long time.
Right.
He came back and he said, "I'm Gary Mack and I'm back." It used to be his
Mac is back.
Gary's a nice guy. Is Gary still with us?
I have no earthly idea.
I don't know either.
I haven't seen him in ages.
There at one time he was working on with Blood Assurance. I think he was kind of helping drive donations there. You know, he kind of gotten away from radio again.
Right.
You know, it was after a while, just the grind of it. He was getting older, but I don't know if he's out there. We're not trying to put you in a grave. We're just, I don't know. Right. He was a fun guy to listen to.
He was. Gary was a good guy.
You know, I like.
There's a lot of them old fellas. You know, WGOW and WFLI.
Oh man, I'm telling you, there's so many interesting people that. That was in Chattanooga radio and stuff. Tommy Jett.
Tommy Jett was,
Hey now.
Yep. WDOD. Also, I forgot about WDOD.
Yeah, one of our channels on Rumble is acting up. Maybe it'll come in here in just a second. So if it doesn't, we're still running the other one. So do not lose hope. We're there.
We are there.
But I think it's just there's one of them popped in, so we're good on that one. So if we just get the other one to pop in. So they do that sometimes. Every once in a while.
It's cold, David.
Yeah, it's cold.
Things just run slower when it's cold.
I need to shut that.
I know I do, it seems like.
Biscuit Boy's got a scripture this morning he's going to read. And then,
most definitely do.
We'll get into the show. So where are we going to be at, Biscuit Boy, in the Word today?
Well, today we're going to look at Romans chapter 4, verses 1 through 5.
Yeah.
What shall we say then? Abraham our father, as pertaining to the flesh, hath found. For if Abraham were justified by works, he hath wherefore to glory, but not before God. For what saith the Scripture? Abraham believed God, and it was counted unto him for righteousness. Now to him that worketh is the reward not reckoned of grace, but of debt.
Yeah.
But to him that worketh not, but believeth on him that justifieth the ungodly, his faith is counted for righteousness.
Yeah.
Amen and amen.
Amen. Absolutely. Love the book of Romans.
Yeah, Paul, that's right after Jesus stopped him on the road to Damascus and said, "Hey, buddy, you're not doing what I want you to do.
All right, we got
you're going to spread the gospel to the Gentiles and the Jews."
He thought he had it all figured out, right?
He did.
And he didn't. Good morning again, Jake. Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake.
I know that's not his tagline, but I think of that every time.
Speaking of snakes, Jody and I, we've got a friend at the YMCA that is all about snakes. He owns some, he just got him a big green tree python.
Yeah.
And, he tells us, his stories, every time we see him there. And Jody was telling him a story about the Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Oh, yeah. Remember that well.
Perkins, what was the guy's name? Marlon Perkins?
Oh, man.
See, I can't think of his name, but they had a video. I don't know if you remember when we were kids, of them wrestling a huge anaconda.
Seems like I remember that. But
it's in the beginning, when the show's coming on, they're wrestling this huge anaconda. This is before AI. This was real. Yeah. And I'm wanting to find that video to show it to Saul. But anyway.
Yeah. You were correct. The reason I'm laughing is I was thinking about some of the AI, and I saw one this morning I'm not going to repeat, but people are crazy, man. I'll just say that. And it looks real, man.
You know what my favorite AI thing is?
What's that?
Well, I got a couple, but one of my favorites, if it wasn't for all the foul language and everything, it'd be great, but sometimes the foul language is what makes the thing funny, but the Bigfoot blog. He's doing all kinds. It's so funny, some of the stuff they come up with.
Jake wants to know, what is better, biscuits or waffles or pancakes?
Biscuits, waffles, or pancakes. Now it depends. For me, what kind of mood I'm in. If I want biscuits, it's definitely going to have gravy.
Absolutely.
I like a good waffle. That's not my go-to. Pancakes are great, so I'd have to say biscuits and gravy would be my choice. What about you, Dave?
I'm a biscuit guy. Every once in a while, I like.
Well, with a
I
name
like
like Biscuit Boy, you'd think.
Every once in a while, I will eat a waffle or a pancake. Usually pancakes, very rarely waffle.
Right.
And I think the reason probably for me is the syrup. It bothers my stomach a little bit. I'm not one of those that can eat the stack of pancakes. Two or three, I'm done for a long time with them. But I do like the biscuits because, again, you can put things in the biscuit, butter, if it's just butter. Or you can,
jelly.
Put the gravy on it. So then Jake wants to know sausage, gravy, or red eye.
Oh, sausage. But I do like a good red eye gravy. It depends on who makes the gravy.
Yeah, I'm a sausage gravy kind of guy.
Yep.
I don't know.
I like a good sawmill gravy.
Sawmill, yeah. What's that one that Cracker Barrel has? They've got they've got two different kinds too. I can't remember. But there are some people I've been around, friends of mine, my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Man, their gravy was so good, man. I mean, it was just.
It's all about the roux.
They just know how to do that. And to me, you got to do that in a iron skillet.
Yeah.
I mean, it just don't taste right in something else to me. I mean, do that in the old iron skillet. I can actually make the gravy. It's not bad. I've learned a few tips along the way, and I can do it. But does Biscuit Boy know about Patriot Mobile? Well, sure he does because I've told him about it. Thanks for reminding me, though, that we do have Patriot Mobile, and if you make the switch using the promo code Cornbread, you can get your first month free with Patriot Mobile, who is a very conservative, America First kind of company.
Out of Texas.
Based in Texas.
Yep.
In fact, I got to contact them because they've switched to a new thing, and I've got to redo it, and I went to go do it, and they didn't let me do it because they're changing who your proceeds go to before it goes to you. That's how you keep over what you're doing.
Right.
And I got to do that tomorrow. So if not, I might call them Monday because I was doing it the other day and I got hung up on one spot. But they are big defenders of the First and Second Amendment and awesome people. I'm going to redo tomorrow as well some of the commercials and stuff that I'm going to get them on a scroll so they get up there and we have QR codes and all that good stuff. We got the coffee is all flipped over to the Wolf Nation coffee, and that looks great. Love it. And we got that QR code that's out there. But Cook's order should be coming in. He made an order, and we've had orders coming in. We're glad of that. I made a new order, and we're happy about that. But, yeah. So, well, I know, Jake, but both of us have had stuff going on.
What is it?
Our wrestling show.
We'll have to get back on
I will contact you, and we're going to do that. I promise.
We promise, brother.
A couple times it's been Jake. A couple times it's been me. I'm trying to redo my schedule a little bit because I've had to readjust my life a little bit. The balance of things in life. And so just bear with me. I'm putting things back online.
We'll find a time.
Broski says he's never been to Texas. He's been to Arizona, California, but not Texas. I've been over Arizona in the air. Yeah, I've landed in California, but I've been to Texas a handful of times.
I've been to Texas a few times.
Well, for me, it was really cool. For a guy who likes them old westerns and stuff,
right.
I was in Oklahoma and I was doing. I was at some. I was going to churches and stuff in the area, and I was kind of back and forth between those two states. So I was in Oklahoma City, I was in Heavener, Oklahoma, Enid, Oklahoma. I was all over the state.
Right.
But when I went south to go into Bowie, Texas, I had to go. I was going to be staying at a church down there. They had some prophet chambers and stuff. That's what they call them. You can stay at little apartments. Right. They were wonderful.
Yeah.
I had to cross into Bowie, so I crossed over the Red River, and it it was like the Red River. It was like the Red River. I mean, because I think of all those westerns that was mentioned about the Red River. Yeah. In fact, movies were named that. It's pretty cool. So that was neat. Went to Bowie, Texas, of course, named after Jim Bowie.
Jim Bowie.
And a lot of antique stores. I went to antique stores in the town. This is a cute little town. Only bad thing is I had to drive. The only place I could get Wi-Fi in the town was McDonald's. And I had to pay for it. Wow. That's the only one that offered it. So I had to drive about 30 miles away to a bigger town to get pretty consistent Wi-Fi that I needed.
Wow.
Jake says, February 12th will be my 1 year as a member of the Southern Fried Nation, yeah. So that
Awesome.
would continue to be the 1 year over there, and you could say
February
1 year
12th.
at Southern Patriots. You could say that, but we stumbled into each other. I don't even know how. I don't even remember how. But
Wow.
but yeah, Texas is a cool. It's so big.
It is. It's massive.
To drive across it is a long. If you enter Texas at 40, it does. They start at the high number and go lower on the mile markers, and I think it starts at like 640 something or something. So you got to go to you're 600 something miles across.
Yep.
At that point, if you went to the top of the Panhandle all the way down to San Antonio, it's going to be much more. So it's big and it's flat.
People don't realize Tennessee is a long.
It's
state.
a long way to Memphis.
It is.
That's an old song.
It is.
But to go to Memphis is a long way. I remember we went out to Graceland when the boys were just little, and they were like, "Are we ever going to get there, Daddy?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a long state,
It is.
North Carolina's the same way. If you're going top to bottom, it's not bad. You can be the top and bottom of the state in 4 hours.
That's true. Yeah, you can be in Kentucky in no time.
It's not bad at all. Broski says the Rifleman and Wells Fargo are my favorite old Western series. I'm a big fan of the Rifleman. Never got into Wells Fargo that much. I have watched it. I'm not down in it. I just never watched it that much. Jake says he's 4.5 hours from Memphis.
4.5 hours from Memphis.
I'll tell you what I did one time. I may have mentioned it, but when I was still working, I was on the road, and I had to work on a weekend. I had Sunday off, so I had to go to 8 o'clock at night. I had everything loaded pretty much in the truck, ready to go. I got filled up with gas when I think, or maybe I already had the gas. But anyway, I went and got my wife. We got her and a couple of little things, and that's 9 o'clock. Like 9 o'clock, we hit the interstate, and we drove all the way to Cleveland, Mississippi.
Good drive.
It's a big ride, and my wife didn't drive back then. If she did. I think she might have been driving, but she didn't drive a stick. She couldn't drive a stick, so it was a stick. So she kept me awake. we rode all the way through. We only stopped for gas because we had to be at church the next morning in Cleveland, Mississippi. We had a place to stay. It took us a while in the town to find the place because it was pouring down rain when we got there. Oh my gosh, it was like the bottom dropped out.
Right.
But anyway, we brought DVDs and stuff, and we watched old TV shows all the way. And she would just keep talking to me and keep me. And my wife usually doesn't stay up like that. She was a real trooper. We did a good job of staying awake. We got in town and we hit that room. We only had maybe 3 hours we could sleep when we finally got in the room, got settled, and then we were back up going all day long. And that night we stayed that night and left on Monday. That night we slept hard.
Wow.
We were wore out. North Carolina top to bottom on 77 from Virginia border to South Carolina border, 2 hours. Yeah.
I made a trip many years ago. Me and a friend of mine, he had a girlfriend that was out in Texarkana. And we were, this was back before I knew the Lord, obviously, and we were having adult beverages, many of them, and we decided
milk. That's adult beverage.
Yes, it was orange juice. But,
orange juice, I got you. Check.
But we decided that we were going to go out there and pick her up, and we left my house. I lived in Brentwood Estates off Highway 58. We left there at midnight. I had a brand new, it didn't have 1,000 miles on it, GTC LeBron Turbo. Yeah. And that thing would fly. It would run. But we left at midnight, and we were in Texarkana before the sun came up.
Wow. Rolling, baby.
I thought I blew the motor in that thing, but it was governed at 135 miles an hour. And so I put it on 134 and hit cruise control, and we were just blistering the highway.
Why do we do that? We always say we'll leave at midnight. It's never we'll leave at 11 p.m., 1 a.m.
I don't know.
It's always midnight. I did the same thing.
Yep.
When we were going on our vacation, I didn't want the kids to be up and giving me heck for the whole trip.
Right.
So I left at midnight, and they all slept. We got to Valdosta. And I pulled in and we got breakfast, and they kind of crashed again a little bit.
Right.
And it wasn't until we were about, I don't know, 2 hours out of Tampa that they really started getting antsy, you know, like, when am I going to be there? But I kept them asleep a lot of the way, man. But I left at midnight. But I don't know why we don't say 10, 11, whatever, you know, midnight. Something about the midnight hour. I don't know what it is.
There's nothing wrong with giving the kids a couple of shots of NyQuil, you know.
I didn't do that. I know people who do, but I didn't do that.
Here,
nowadays it's all the little what do they call that?
The gummies.
The gummy chewables, you know.
Melatonin.
That's it. Yeah. There are millions of kids that are on a daily intake of melatonin.
That's right. And it is not a good thing.
No, it's not. It's like, what the heck? And they get addicted to it.
Yeah. They
feel like I can't go to sleep anymore without it.
Well, what they don't realize, your body makes it. You know?
I know. Here's your daily dose.
Yeah.
Gotta have melatonin. I can't go to sleep.
You know, I've taken melatonin gummies for a long time, but I tried something different last night that I'd ordered. I had the best sleep last night I've had. I did not wake up one time.
THC?
Yes, it was. It was a shot. I ordered these little shot, and it says, you know how much to take, because it says at the top of this is not for beginners.
And you said, I'm a veteran. I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, I took the whole shot.
I knew it.
Didn't even think about it, you know. And you know, we had a friend of our grandson stayed with us last night. He stays just about every weekend, but a friend of his came over and did devotion with us. And me and my wife watched a little show, and I said, "Baby, I'm going to bed." And I was out. I didn't wake up one time. Normally, I get up 5-6 times in the middle of the night.
You look rested today.
I feel great. I mean, I feel naked, you know, all this, but it'll come back.
It'll grow back.
Yeah.
That's what they always say. Hair on your head doesn't always grow back.
Oh, Lord.
But the facial hair.
Dude, I have got so much hair. It just, I don't know what to do with it. I took a shower, and I said, you know what, I might just put a hat on.
Guys love that. Just throw a hat on and go.
Yeah.
Well, girls do it too. I mean, they
do.
Throw their hair through the back of the little hole there on the hat. And
my wife wears one every day. Every day to workouts.
You don't have to worry about getting that hair just right. And then if you're bald, you don't worry about it at all anyway.
And the girls look really cute with hats on, a little ponytail or whatever.
That's your girl. There's a. I just saw them on. I think it's Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Southern girl. She has a cute accent, and she does these daily videos. And you know, the one I saw, the first one, she was talking about horse trailers. Well, the premise of the video was everything's paid for, which I like.
Right.
It's an older truck, but it's paid for. It's got some paint missing, but it's paid for. I'm a big believer in paid for. That's good. I agree. But she has 2 teeth that are kind of like fang teeth.
Right.
And I've never seen a girl that has like that. I mean, they do drop down. It looks like something out of a movie, like a vampire.
Did she have surgery?
I don't know.
Some people have dental surgery to have the fangs put in.
But why would you want that?
Well, they're into the goth thing, you know, the whole vampire. You know, there's a whole culture, an underground.
Well, I know, but she's like a blonde-headed white girl that doesn't look like she'd be into the dark. I mean, she doesn't wear anything black or dark or anything.
Those are the ones you got to watch. Those are the wild ones.
Paul's edgier without the facial hair. Maybe that's why Dean is so mean. He never has facial hair. Well, they always say when you're a kid, you know, you get that haircut to get meaner, you know.
Yeah.
They say, oh, he got his haircut. He's meaner.
So that's what I worried about, you know, when I shaved this off. I thought, oh, man, am I going to become crotchety now that I've shaved this off? And I have, apparently, because my wife said something to me yesterday. Why are you so grumpy today? I have no idea. I don't know. I haven't told any kids to get out of the yard or anything. So.
Get out of here, you dang kid.
Get off my lawn.
We had a crazy loony neighbor who if the ball ever went to his yard, he like confiscated it, wouldn't get. So we called there's a bunch of us, man. There was probably 20 kids playing ball. The ball got away from us. We tried never to hit it that way.
Right.
Went in his yard, he claimed it. So we called the law. We was always getting older then. We had enough. So we didn't have cell phones. We just went in a house called the law. They showed up and they went back there and talking to him, and he was complaining, oh, he shouldn't have hit the ball over here in my yard. And the cop's like, look, dude, were you not ever a kid?
Right.
Give the ball up.
Yeah.
I mean, you've wasted my time. He said, I'm glad you called me. He said, he's a butt.
Yeah.
Like he was like that. We dealt with him. So he's like, just give him the ball. I like it when a cop doesn't worry about, sometimes you just have to do what's right. It's not so much about law, about who's right or wrong or whatever, because they say, well, they hit it in my yard. I don't care. Just give him the ball.
Right.
And he did too. I like that cop.
I would have went over and taken his garbage can or something. Taking something of his. Hey, I'll give it back. You give us our ball back.
Wow, I knew a black dude that did that back in the 90s, got fangs for teeth and wore yellow contacts. We called him Blackula.
Yeah, I think
that would be creepy.
Richard Pryor did a story about him, I believe. Count Blackula.
I don't get the whole fang look. God,
that's
creepy.
They get it's from snakes or whatever. They inject you, they bite you, and then you're injected with vampire venom or whatever they have. I don't know.
Lita Ford shot of poison. So
yeah,
come to mind.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper poison.
Yeah. The group Poison.
Hey, Miller Production, I'd love to have you on, but we're tied in with some other shows and they wouldn't hear you. We've got to tie that part of the system together. We're not just solely Podbean. Thank you, though, for popping in. I'd love to bring you up on the stage, but nobody would hear you in our shows. So I do got to do some some things like that.
Right.
Biscuit Boy, take over for a second.
We will evolve.
I gotta take this call.
All right.
Yeah, just keep talking.
So I've got a question for you guys. We were talking about biscuits earlier. What's your favorite thing to put on a biscuit? I mean, you like sorghum, molasses, anything like that?
Yeah.
Anybody? I think my favorite, I like to mix sorghum with butter and get it all mixed together and then put it over a biscuit. It tastes really well. But I don't know. Dave's the expert at this. I'm not an expert at just sitting here talking. I don't usually have a whole lot to say. But Dave is taking a call right now. And for those of you that are praying people, be praying for Dave and his family.
I'll try.
And we all go through seasons of trial in our lives. And it's what we can learn from it. And, that's what I try to do now, is ask the Lord, what can I learn? What are you trying to teach me? But anyway, anybody got a topic they'd like to talk about this morning? Broski, you always got something that you want to talk about. What do you want to talk about today, brother?
I know you can't call all the time, so we were live on the air, so I just wanted to say hey.
I'm not used to the dead air.
Right.
That's why I could never do a podcast by myself. I hope everything is well.
I do have one thing, just things you notice. And have you ever seen somebody that had a belt wrapped around them like more than once?
I know mine's about to.
Well,
if I don't quit losing weight. But yes, I have seen it, and it used to be really popular back in the 80s.
Well,
for some reason.
This was not done for a popular reason, but I was at a drive-thru the other day. By the way, I mentioned Stephanie at Cookout. She did a great job with the order, and I told her so.
Right.
I said, I'm going to give you a shout-out on the show, on the podcast, for doing a great job. But I was looking at a worker behind who was getting some things ready, a tiny girl, cute little tiny girl.
Yeah.
She was so thin, so tiny. I'm imagining she wore kids' clothes. Her belt went all the way around her and was going back around again. I don't know why they couldn't find a shorter belt.
Or cut it.
But it was wrapping around her again. Her waist was so tiny.
Wow.
I bet she didn't weigh. If she weighed 90 pounds, I would be shocked. She was so tiny. I never saw that before.
Yeah, I haven't.
Broski wants to know if you've been following the Alberta secession movement at all.
Very, very little. Very little. I see, like the high spots, Broski. Check this out. You talk about belts.
All right.
This is how far my belt has gone. When I used to wear it, it was right here.
Yeah.
And I'm way down here now.
Losing that weight.
And I won't tell you what, I get around better. It's I didn't even think about how much weight I had lost.
Yeah.
But I went from 250 to 170. That's where I'm currently at, is at 170. But you grab you a couple of 40-pound dumbbells and stand there and hold them for a little while. That's what you just got off of. That's what I just got off of me.
Yeah.
About, minus 5 pounds or add 5 pounds, whatever. But there's a big difference, especially going hiking and stuff like that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Huge difference. Climbing, different things.
Impact and everything on your body.
Now, with my back.
He wants to know how you're losing weight. Ozempic?
No. I've fired my doctor. And I started going to a place up in Cleveland, Tennessee called the Wellness Revolution. And we're going to have Bess on the show. She's agreed to come on. She's the one that started taking care of me holistically, using peptides and things of that nature, and changing my eating habits a little bit, stop the intake of so much sugar and different things, increased my salt intake. My heart's doing 100% better than it was. I don't know if you remember the heart problems I used to have, Dave.
You did?
I had to have an ablation. They told me that they could never do another one. I needed a pacemaker. And I refused, said I'm too young for that. And, I sat about there for a while. I went down a dark path, and I didn't care, one way or another, and drank way too much on purpose. And God finally said, that's enough. That's enough. And my wife saved my life. I mean, she literally saved my life. When I met my wife again, we've known each other since we were 12. We just lost touch with each other. But my blood pressure this is not a joke, 235 over 180. I was a walking stroke. And she put me on a regimen of vitamins and minerals and things of that nature. And today, my blood pressure is normally 115 over 70, somewhere in that area. And I feel great. I praise the Lord, every day.
All lean protein and dark greens?
Eat a lot of it. Yep.
My problem is I like greens. I don't like all greens. Like I like some things. There's some things I don't like.
Well, there's I don't like Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, that's number one on my list. I can't eat that.
I'm not a big fan of asparagus. I will eat it. I'll make it. I wrap it with bacon, and it's really good that way. It's
the old bacon wrap.
Yep. But yeah, I eat a lot of fish. I eat a lot of yardbird. That's one of my favorites, but I don't eat as much. My portion size has decreased.
And that's a problem. When you go to when you watch parades anymore and all the school bands are coming through and cheerleaders and all that, it's really sad. I mean, and I don't mean that in a put down kind of way, but it is real. You see they're struggling to walk down a mile path through the parade route or whatever it is. I mean, it's tough.
I'll blame our government.
Yeah, I mean,
the FDA
kids,
is a joke.
You look back at old pictures of people in school and teenagers and stuff, and they're all in shape. I mean, you always had one or two kids.
Some kids are just chubby kids. But,
they're just chubby kids, but
that's just.
But you look anymore at a marching band or anything, and even in like high school or college, man, everybody is. It's rough. They've had to expand the uniform.
Look at what they're putting in our foods.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you what, I thank God that RFK is where he's at, because did you see, who was it? Yellen? Was that who the person was before him? The secretary of whatever it is?
Janet? Was it Janet?
Was it Janet? Yeah, I mean, it was a guy that thought he was a girl, I think. I don't know. But
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I can't remember.
Did you ever look at the slob? And they're, telling us, how to be healthy. Now, look at RFK. You ever seen the man? He's almost my age and he's ripped. That's who I want to take advice from. That's the guy that I want to take advice from.
It's like those fat generals that are telling those young Marines, "We'll take that hill." You ain't taking nothing, man.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Hop on my back, fat boy?
Pete Hegseth is out there working out with them.
Exactly. Running laps around.
He says, I can't keep up with them fully, but RFK was one of Trump's best picks. But,
yeah, he was.
But yeah, we have, I mean, it was total. There's a girl.
I think Mammoth Oz was.
She has the sweetest disposition.
Who's that?
A girl that I see when I do security.
Right.
And bless her heart, she's very young. She can hardly get out of the car. It's
really?
hard. She's out of breath walking, and she cleans and stuff. And she is an.
She overweight?
Oh yeah, bad. Bad. Yeah, bad. I would say probably approaching 400 pounds.
My goodness, that's a thyroid issue.
Yeah. And I just feel for her.
Our thyroids are being targeted. Our pineal glands are being targeted. The adrenal glands are being targeted. And, it's from the food that we eat, the air that we breathe, and all these frequencies from 5G that are activating the nanobots that they get into our system through the vaccinations and different things like that. They're basically trying to turn us into robots. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I was going to say something. I forgot what it was. I totally was
listening. Did I blow your mind, Dave?
Well, no, I was just, but it's easy for my mind to become distracted.
Yeah. Well, there's so much.
I was going to follow that up with something, but, it was this. Because of all the changes in health and where it's at, what's two of the things that you see more than not when you're out in the community is this. One is the stretchy pants.
Yeah, some people have no business wearing them. Shame on you, Lulu. Shame on you.
Tight stretchy pants. I mean, like they've stretched them out. I mean, and
there are things hiding in some of the cracks. Anyway, go ahead.
Then it's the Crocs, because they can't fit their feet in any other shoe.
And they slide. They shuffle.
They shuffle. You're right.
Shuffle their feet. They don't walk anymore. They just shuffle along. Yeah. And Crocs slide easy, I guess. I've never owned a pair.
That's where we're at. I mean,
have you ever seen? It was a movie that one of the Wilson brothers did.
Bochke wants you to Google health ambassador for UK. You'll be blown away. She's a unit. You're not going to believe it until you see her. Atilika Ahmed.
What is she now?
The health ambassador for the UK.
All right.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's fine.
It went along with what we were talking about, so I thought I'd let you know that.
Health ambassador to the UK.
Athika. I'm looking up through my progressive, so I probably said that wrong, but.
Athika Ahmed, 23-year-old medical student.
Image.
Oh my gosh.
That's the health
ambassador. Bless her heart.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see that.
Hold it still. There you go. That's the health ambassador. Wow.
And her name's Rotund. No. Athika. Sorry, Rotund just popped in my head. I mean, you look.
I'm not saying anything.
I know. I shouldn't.
I shouldn't either. We good.
There's There are those that can't help that nowadays, and that is the problem. They can't help it. I take that back. They can help it. They don't know how to.
Yeah, education and or also to eat some foods are. It's cheaper for us to go to the bad. I'll just say,
Lord,
not that it's cheap,
yeah.
even for bad, but our inner city and stuff like that. People they're just hitting.
Well, it's easier to go get something than it is to pick it, clean it, cut it, cook it.
Yeah.
It's just easy.
Instantaneous gratification.
That's we live
it's
in a disposable,
yeah,
instant gratification society.
It's a addiction.
Mm-hmm.
That people feed. It's like going and hitting the donut shop every day. I mean, I got to have my donuts. I got to have my, it is feeding that addiction, and it's very easy to fall into it. I'm one that needs to get healthier myself. I'm not saying I don't, but I'm just.
Have you ever been to the store on food stamp day?
Oh yeah, they are. It's packed out.
You can't get down the aisle, and what I mean by you can't get down the aisle, there's usually one person on that aisle.
One person on that.
With two buggies.
Yeah.
Pushing one, pulling one. And both of them, rounded up, stacked to the top.
And I will say this, as an observation,
mm-hmm.
It's not that way for others, but I'm gonna tell you. Outside of maybe one or two, I've not seen one overweight Hispanic come in the store. Not one. I might have seen one or two. It's been a while. They're in shape. And you look at what's in their buggy, and there's a lot of water. They'll get the water, but they're buying fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. I'm not saying they don't buy some other stuff, but they're in shape.
That's what they're used to eating.
They're eating healthier. They're eating better. And then you see some people come in and it's just the buggy is just loaded up with all
Twinkies and whatever else.
Yeah. And that's again, you gotta make a change for yourself. Certainly, you gotta choose to do, the right thing. My wife, way before she was having health problems, she lost a lot of weight, and she did that through just saying, I'm gonna do good. I'm going to eat right. So she changed her diet. She changed her portion sizes, and she cut out. Not all, but most of the sugar that she was intaking, and she lost a lot of weight. She's 135 right now.
130. Wow, 135. That's small for Lynn.
It is. But some of that's at the end was health. She was having trouble eating, but she's leveled out. She's not losing anymore.
That's good.
And she's but yeah, she had changed up and was drinking lots of water.
Well, most people, like I was telling you earlier, I believe it's 73% of the citizens of the United States walk around in a state of dehydration.
I never wore flip-flops or sandals or Crocs growing up. If you had to get into a fight, you had no chance if you had sandals or flip-flops on. Just couldn't do it. Well, you also got to have your pants up over your butt, and
that helps.
Nothing healthy about her, but she's giving advice, yeah.
I can't. I've been in many fights.
Well, I can because our governments have went woke, man.
Yeah.
I saw the ad and I was talking to my wife. I walked in. I come from the studio, or I come home from work one, and I came in and there was a ad playing on the TV. And again, I'm not putting down anybody that's overweight. So this is just a conversation about health. But I go in and they're promoting this now, and we know this has been going on. The whole ad was big women and the bigger size clothes. And they're dancing across the stage, And I looked at Lynn and I said, that's not something that most men want to look at. Honestly, they don't want to see that. And I said, there's a segment of that tells you where we're at, because there are people that have to have that because they can't fit in what we would call regular sizes anymore. And it's just where we're at. The health of the nation has to get better, and which it's going to help our healthcare costs and all that. We know that.
And I will tell you this: the little twigs dancing across the stage, men don't want to look at that either.
No, I would say that absolutely not. You want healthy.
That's exactly right.
And it's but here's what amazes me: the government puts such a push for no smoking. Now I know they attack the nicotine as well, but the no smoking. They made laws about it. The stuff you couldn't do in advertising stuff.
Yes.
But they never addressed food. No. They never stopped. And I'm not wanting government overreach or not like that, but but they never promote the good. He's always the bad. They'll promote that all day long.
I don't know. Senator Kennedy from Louisiana is probably my favorite senator in the United States.
He's very outspoken.
There was a lady going off on the Second Amendment and how many people die annually of guns and gun violence and this, that, and the other.
Oh, yeah.
He said, ma'am, I want to ask you a question. How many people die annually of heart disease?
Yeah.
She didn't have an answer for it. He said, well, I can tell you this. It's a lot more than gun violence. Now, let me ask you a question. Are you willing to outlaw the fork?
Yeah.
She said, that's irrelevant. He said, no, that's where you're wrong. It is relevant.
Yeah, you take...
that's your train of thought.
Heart disease and all that is still, one of the major killers. Cancer,
that is exactly right. Whatever.
Hey, Truth Be Told, 1989 on Instagram. Thanks for joining. We appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, we have. I mean, there's things about it, and some of it's subliminal. It's not, like if you pull let's say you do go to the drive-through. This is something I even changed for myself. Even though I'm not saying it's the best thing, but everybody supersizes.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the they give you can get it for the cheaper. But if you want the medium, large, super large, whatever, then you pay this price.
Right.
And everybody says, "Oh, make it large, make it large. I want that large fry, large drink or whatever."
Yeah.
And you get a lot of you get a lot of folks that if they'll just portion down, you would get a lot of it would be better for you to do that. Broski says, Paul getting in a fights barefoot. Tell me more.
Oh, I've been in a bunch of fights barefoot, Broski. I couldn't tell. And I don't say this to brag, but in my life, I've been in well over at least 500 fights and more, I'm sure. But that's not
for the record. I don't approach that anywhere close.
Yeah.
I was never a fighter.
I
have fought, but I haven't. I've not fought much.
I used to love to fight, and I was really good at it. I enjoyed it, and I didn't do it to hurt people. Just knock them out.
Just knock them out.
Yeah.
You're out of here.
Well, I mean, he who gets knocked out first loses. That's the name of the game.
The fight is to win. Did you see that there was an officer convicted of homicide in New York? This is kind of rare.
Mm-hmm.
It was I think they were undercover for drugs.
Right.
Anyway, the suspect was getting away on a moped type thing, a scooter. He says that he was headed towards other officers. He threw a full cooler at him. I don't know if it had beer in it or what it had, but he threw a full cooler, and he lost control, hit a tree, and died. And they convicted this officer. But, the courtroom.
See, that's just not right.
The courtroom, and guess who was the one who brought the charges? Letitia James.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Letitia James. So, hey, good morning, Dusty. We look forward to having you on here soon. Yep. Don't forget, at 11 a.m., Dusty Poff from Poff Racing will be on with us.
That's right.
From Ohio. But, yeah, Letitia James, and so he's facing up to 15 years in prison.
I heard, by the way, speaking of all that, you brought her name up. Have you heard the story that Fannie Willis was found guilty and has to pay Trump back like $6 million or more in lawyer fees?
Her whole deal is falling apart. Like everything about her,
Well, she's a joke.
What did she say during that hearing? Grey Goose wine or something? God, that was. I knew the moment that she pranced herself out there and stormed into the witness. Put herself and was mad because she didn't like how things was going in that courtroom. I knew that was going to come back to bite her. It wasn't good that day.
Right.
And everybody predicted that judge would cave. He didn't. Give him credit.
Yep.
Merchant or whatever. Not Merchant. That was the defense or lawyer. But I can't remember his name. But he was up for an election. Everybody said he would not. He would kill that. He didn't. There are people that do their job.
That's true.
People that do their job. And there was so many things that office was doing wrong. So many things. And best part about it, though, was those memes. And that one where they asked the boyfriend, investigator boyfriend, and he had to think. And there was all these memes that went with it. Remember that? And they played that music and all that. And then he'll say, no. Because is there a time that you remember that you ever met her outside of office, whatever it was? I can't remember the question, something like that. And he's like,
yeah. Anytime they look away, they're trying to think of a lie.
I mean, you're talking about dead silence. That was for a moment. That guy was thinking, yeah, man. He's probably got like 3 or 4 women on the string. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And you know that guy. Only thing he's mad about is like, man, this is making me look bad in front of all my other girls.
That's right. That's right.
And let's face it, the only reason he was with her because she had position and power and money. Really, right? That's the only reason he was with her.
And she gave him plenty of it. And got caught. You know?
Oh. Broski says, don't see any fat Asians. I don't either. I have at work.
No.
Grew up around a lot of them: beef, chicken, pork, shrimp, fish, choy, cabbage, broccoli, not pouring salt on things. Instead, use oyster sauce, soy sauce, sesame oil.
Well,
I work with them. They work in their hottest departments. They just eat it alive because they're in shape and they can handle it.
I want to tell you something.
Not that others don't, but I'm saying that's mainly where a lot of our Asians.
Another thing that we have been lied to about is salt. Yeah. We do not get enough salt in our diets. Let me ask you a question. If salt's so bad for your heart, when you have a heart attack and they call an ambulance, what's the first thing they do when they get you in an ambulance?
The bag. I put the saline on you.
Exactly. What is saline? It's basically salt water.
Yeah, sodium.
They're pumping you full of sodium because that's what's saving your life.
Okay, so, we got a deeper Biscuit Boy question here.
All right.
Was it a country thing fighting barefoot? Just curious. Not knocking it. I got into a lot of fights growing up as well, but street fights, alley fights, because he's a Philly guy.
Right. I've been in those as well, and no, I would not want to be barefoot in that scenario. Yes, a lot of it was country. A lot of it was in ring. Some of it in barns. We used to get together in barns and just have fights. Guys get together, get in there, and knock each other out. If you didn't come out with a busted nose, broke jaw, or something like that, we didn't have a good time.
There's people within this area, in rural areas, I've seen the videos where they have the big get-together. It's like the whole families, all the way down to little kids. Yeah. And they'll put a couple of guys out there in the center, and they just go at it until somebody's the winner, and then the next one will step up.
Right.
I was like, I didn't even know that was going on.
Oh, that's the way we used to roll, man. I mean, it was fun. It was fun. To me, it was fun.
Was it fist or gloves? Did you put the gloves on?
Oh yeah, we wore bag gloves.
Yeah, but that's a big thing. I never was a part of anything like that.
Yeah. Now I've been in a lot of bare knuckle fights too, but that's a different story. But those were not in rings.
Well, there's 2 things they say you can. It goes a long way towards winning. One is bust the nose.
Make your eyes water.
Yeah, eyes water you can't see, and then get one of the knees.
You can do that.
If you get a knee, they're going down.
Hit them in the throat.
The throat as well. That would work.
One of my favorite moves is what they call a ridge hand.
A ridge hand?
Yeah, it's this part of your hand right here, and when you come across this way and catch somebody, I can generate a lot of power behind that. A lot of power.
Oh, don't get me wrong. You need salt, but everything shouldn't be sodiumed up, and you shouldn't just dump salt on everything you eat. I like that.
No. I don't. I think there's a right kind of salt too. It needs to be, not just your regular average everyday salt. But let me ask you this:
do you use the sea salt?
Yes, okay. That's all I use.
Lynn really
Celtic salt, sea salt.
Over to sea salt. Okay.
Let me ask you this. I forgot what the hell I was going to say. Pardon my language.
Time for your brain.
Sorry, yeah, it's time for it was something about salt. And
I could tell Paul had some bad A in him. I liked it about him. Okay, you follow that. Then good stuff.
Sweet. No,
I'm the politician of the group. I talked through it. Paul fought through it.
Yeah.
So.
There's
Tango and Cash here,
But so Have you ever looked on the bottom of a salt container, just a regular, ionized salt?
The little cardboard container top, or
yeah, have you ever looked on the bottom of it?
I'm sure I have, but I don't. You have to tell me where you're going with this.
There's an expiration date. Salt's been in the ground for thousands of years, but yet it has an expiration date whenever you put it on a shelf. Explain that one to me.
Wouldn't that be government mandated to have that, though?
What's been added to it to make it go bad?
Well, I agree, but I think that's just that they make you put stuff on packaging.
Yeah, I guess you're
I
right.
think that's
FDA
probably
mandate.
what it is. Not that it does go bad, but they, after so long, they're not going to leave anything on the shelf.
Right.
I think that's...
Well, I mean, that makes sense. You wouldn't want something on the shelf in 2024,
You pick it up, it's got 1998.
Yeah, that's still good.
I've been in some stores, small stores, and you go down the aisle, and I've seen some stuff that has a layer of dirt or, lint, whatever.
Got like 7 stickers on top of each
other. Yeah, and I'm like, my gosh, how long has that even been sitting there?
Yeah.
There's a little station, a little Murphy station that I get gas at sometimes. And I don't buy none of it, except the drinks in the cooler.
Yeah.
All their chips and stuff. I bought one day, and I thought, man, how old is this man?
It's a little on the stale side.
But it plus it's high. Nobody wants to pay the price. But,
right.
I got to tell you, I knew I was forgetting something. I got to tell you this.
All right.
Yesterday, we were going to get my wife and my sons, and I said, let's get some. My granddaughter was with me. I picked her up. She had fell down the stairs at school, so she's, honey, I don't want to walk, and I want to be picked up. So I went and picked her up. We're up there, and so she comes in. She goes in to get me a drink, and then she comes out and says, "Can I get me a hot dog?" They got this deal going on. You can get a hot dog, a drink, and whatever. Yeah. So she comes out. She said, "I just heard me a little drama," and I said, "Well,
a little drama."
Yeah, and I said, "Well, what is?" She said, "Roll that window up. I don't want everybody hearing." So this must be good. So
okay.
So there's a black woman and a white guy in the store.
Yeah.
And the black woman says, it starts ripping into the guy and says, I guess he just picked her up. And she said, "You've been stepping out on me, and I know. And you want to know how I know? My seat was warm."
Uh-oh.
Somebody's been sitting in my seat.
That sounds like a Goldilocks thing there.
And they're having this argument while they're waiting in line. Kaylee said, I couldn't help it. I started laughing.
Wow.
And the guy's going, "No, baby, you're the only one for me, and I'm not stepping out." And she said, "I'll knock you out. You messing around on me." And then at the end of it, she finally goes, "Well, you know what? As long as I got, as long as you're with me, I don't care if you got 2 or 3 on the side." Looney Tune, man. My granddaughter was dying, man. She's like, she said, "Why would they talk like that?" I said,
"Wow,
low ball people." I will.
As long as you're with me, you can have 2 or 3 on the side.
Just don't want to see them. Don't want to meet them. Just know they're out there, and don't. And she said, "And I don't want them sitting in my seat."
I want to tell you what, and this is something that I'll be honest. I have had women, approach me, and proposition me in the past.
In the past,
what ain't nobody gonna proposition me now. But there was a time, and I had to tell them that my wife did carry a gun and knew how to use it, because that's exactly what would happen. She would use it if I did something like that.
Okay, Broski says, idolized. I can't speak today. Something to avoid.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard anything wrong with pink Himalayan salt?
I have not, and I use a lot of pink Himalayan salt.
Also, do you eat raw honey or?
I use local honey, locally sourced honey.
And I already know the answer to this. It's yes, Broski. Do you smoke cigars?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he does. I don't remember what kind they are, but
I smoke all kinds. Day to day, they're just little the Swisher Sweet blunts.
Have you ever had the Havana?
I have.
They're harder to get. You got to go through channels.
Cubans. I had them when I was in the Dominican Republic. That I had them. But the reason why the Cuban cigars are really, really good cigar. But the reason why you can't get them is, because of the blockade
sanctions
stuff
and stuff.
That,
the blockades
that we've got on them.
But you can just go through a third country and get them.
You can,
they have to repackage all that.
Yeah.
They're playing a dicey game. They could get in trouble with the U.S. government. Any company here that deals with that.
Well, in the Dominican Republic, you see a lot of cigar places, and they grow a lot of tobacco over there, but they roll it all their own right there in the shop. And man, some of them little places roll some of the best cigars that I've ever had.
So rich it lights your head up like you're thinking you've done something else.
And not bad. I'm talking, maybe $10-15 a cigar, which is really not that bad for these. But I bought a dozen of them and brought them back, and we've already smoked them.
That's an expensive smoke. Do you have a humidor? Or what is that? What they call it? You put the cigars in? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have that?
I've got a little one.
Little one.
A small
one. There is a place in East Ridge. I've never been to it. Some guys have been, and it has they sell. It's a smoking lounge. It's basically what it is. They have a back deck. They do. I think they show sports there and stuff, and they probably have some drinks you can get.
Chattanooga Billiards Club used to do the same.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of this one, but you walk into their cigar room, and it's about anything you could. Probably not the Cuban, but it's about anything you could hope to ever want to try is in that room where they keep it a certain level of temp and all that for the cigars. But I didn't even know we had that in town.
Yeah, there's another fella. I can't think of his name. He just opened up I'm saying it again, S&M, but it's not what I was talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
It's a store at the roundabout where Shallowford Road and Jenkins Road meet.
Yeah.
There's a little store. It's a new store right there, and he has put in a humidor back in the corner there, and he's selling some pretty nice cigars.
All right.
I always give him a shout out. That's where I get my cigars at.
Oh, okay. CIA is bringing down Cuba right now under the radar. Cuba's on its last legs. I've heard that. Need to deal with Mexico more, and I'll be thrilled. What have I always said, Dave? I would have no problem with military action against Mexico and Cuba. I've said Mexico. I've been full on. I think I shocked people when I said that, but I said go after the cartels militarily and annihilate them.
I agree, 100%.
They're killing our population, especially our kids.
Take them out.
And just take them out. I have no problem. Send some A-10 warthogs over them and make them no more.
I mean, it's just...
They're killing machines, and they don't care. So I have no problem with that whatsoever.
They are pure evil.
We do have to be careful with Cuba because they are so close to the United States as well. Not land, but by sea. And
what are they going to do?
Well, it's what other countries being there could do. We go back to the missile crisis and everything.
Yeah, that's how many submarines you think we got parked around that island?
Oh, I'm sure that
it
is heavily watched right now.
Yes, it is very heavily.
But they say, what is it, 90 miles from Miami?
It's not far.
Or the Keys. I can't remember if it's from Miami.
It's from the Keys.
From the Keys to Cuba.
Yep.
Broski says, Paul, no BS. A great non-alcoholic drink that goes great with a nice cigar is coconut water. Sounds weird, but they go well together.
I will agree with that 100%, Broski. I have tried that, and it is good. It is good.
I haven't smoked a cigar in over 30 years, but
you get lightheaded.
What about the coconut water? What is it that makes it?
Coconut? Yeah. Do you like coconut? Number one, you have to like coconut.
Yeah, I like coconut.
If you like,
I'm actually a big fan of coconut. I like coconut.
The coconut taste, it can put you reminiscent of some rum, I guess. With the coconut and the cigar, it goes really well together.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not like scotch or anything, but there's nothing like a single malt scotch.
Yeah.
To go with a cigar, but I can't ever do that again. So
they go good with beer too, but I haven't had that in over 30 years.
Yeah. Guys, y'all excuse me for just a minute. I'll be right back.
But I used to smoke cigars. I never liked cigarettes, man. I just never did. But a good cigar, I got started on them fishing, actually. There was a guy, a couple of ways. One was go fishing. I had some guys that like cigars. and I kind of got attached to him there. And then my father-in-law was a big connoisseur at times of cigars, and he would kind of put the habit down for a while, then he would pick it back up. But there was, and I probably smoked cigars for like 5 straight years, and then I quit for about 3. Then I picked it up for about 3. Then I quit, and I've never had it again. Uh, had them again, but I smell them everywhere because people are smoking them. My grandfather was a pop smoker back in the day. I don't remember him ever having anything else, but he had the pop, and had the little thing and all that. I don't. The funny thing is, I don't remember him doing it. I don't think he did it around the grandkids, but I remember seeing the pop. I just don't think I don't remember ever seeing it in his mouth. I think that's something that Grandma said you're not doing around the grandkids. So he didn't do that, but I remember seeing it. That's a lost art anymore. The pop, and I mean, I know it still goes on, but that used to be really prevalent. You used to see the pops for sale everywhere. I mean, even in major stores and stuff. That's something that doesn't happen much anymore in the circles that I run in. I don't see it. But when I was doing reenacting, all the people getting that really good English tobacco, they would smoke, the old Tommy Pops and stuff, and they would you was around a camp with 100, 200 guys, over 200 people down there smoking, and it would just be coming across the campground with the campfires going and all that. I mean, it'd be a haze of tobacco smoke. It really take you back in time, what it must have been like, to be in some of those camps, and everybody smoking pops and stuff, But it's considered. I mean, you think about people in business and stuff. That's a big deal. It's to have the little the cigar smoking area. That's still a big thing for the upper crusters to do. Is you want to show off your latest collection of cigars and have that time. I'd say the president probably is really involved in stuff like that too, but I don't know.
Well, there's it's.
You ever had a real pop? I mean, as I was saying, a lot
yeah.
of my grandfather had a pop.
My dad smoked a pipe.
So you don't see it as much as you used to.
Right. I never will forget when I was a kid, tried chewing tobacco for the first time. And I think I was about 7 years old. They tell me you're supposed to spit it. And I got sick, man. I turned green. I threw up. I was begging to die at that point, I guess. But it wasn't bad enough because it wasn't a couple of weeks later. I thought tobacco was tobacco. So I got a big old handful of my dad's pipe tobacco and put it in my mouth. Oh my God, that's the sickest I've ever been in my life. I think that just
you got a
Borkham Riff.
A double wham there, man.
Yeah, but it didn't deter me. I continued on my quest with tobacco. Here I am today.
You are the man you are today because of these experiences that you had in your life. So
I want to tell you what, if I could go back and do it all over again, there are some things that I would definitely do different, but I wouldn't change a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of experiences, a lot of firsts.
A lot of first and last.
Well, been a few lasts as well, yeah.
Have you ever experienced what is what they do over in India and places like the hookah, where they have they smoke out the big old pipe,
Oh yes.
Where they call they have those bars. I mean, that's what everybody's doing.
Yeah, they're smoking hash.
They say, even the tobacco. Some of them are just tobacco. Because a person I know was over there for business, and they were actually afraid that they might have got, because it blowed their head up so much, just regular tobacco. And they actually drug tested themselves to make sure.
Yeah,
they were afraid that they'd walked over a line, but it was just the tobacco. But yeah, they're doing hash and good grief.
And I've actually, I don't know if I should say this or not. But
oh Lord!
Back in the day, we used to make bongs.
Yeah.
And we made one out of a piece of bamboo about that big around. And it was at least 12 foot long. And it took a long time to fill that chamber up. But boy, when you did, it would
Why
knock
did you
your
make
head
it so
off.
long?
Huh?
Why did y'all make it so long?
So there'd be a lot of smoke in it. And whenever you pop the bottom of it there and sucked all that smoke out, it would take your head off. I mean, it was. We did some crazy stuff, when we were young.
Well, like Lauren and his brother, they built bombs. I mean, that was their thing.
Yeah.
They would take gunpowder, and they were always, making different kind of bombs. I mean,
you can take match heads and put it in between two bolts, and take it and hit it with a hammer, and it'll sound like a shotgun going off, or throw it up against a wall or something. We used to make potato guns, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that was a big deal around here.
Yep.
They use flavored tobacco. It's very easy to put weed or hash in with it. You'd never know by the smell, because the flavored tobacco covers the smell.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, you see that all the time. I mean,
but it's the flavoring that they're putting in that tobacco and all the other stuff that's hurting you. It's the pure tobacco is not. I mean, pure nicotine is not. It's just good for you. It is good for you. It's been proven.
Is it still a big movement now for the people doing the vapes and stuff? Is that still a big deal, where people are getting the different flavors?
I want to tell you, it depends on what you're doing. The vapes have some heavy metals in them, and that's not good for your lungs.
No, I realize, but do you think it's as big now as when it first came out? Is the industry
it's a culture with some people. I mean, there are people that they're all about their vapes, what size, how much you can get in a hit, not, just different things like that. But they're as big as they've ever been, I would say.
Broski says enormous. It's a big deal. I just never, I've never been involved in anything like that. Because I don't smoke. I don't do any of that,
Right.
But I do see people still talking about vapes and stuff.
I use a vape, but it's not that type of vape. My vape is basically for my pain. It helps me with my pain.
That's what a lot of people have always said.
Yeah, but
it's for my pain.
Well, it's the thing I like about it is that there's not this euphoric high. You're not sitting around, going, what was my name again? It's not anything like that. This is just, it takes care of,
I was watching a video of it was a lady in front of a judge, and she said, if I drug test you, or you wanted to test positive, she says, well, when's the last time you had marijuana? She says, well, 2 weeks ago. Well, why were you doing that? You're out on bond, why?
Mm-hmm.
She said, well, it was for medicine. So I couldn't get to my doctor in time to get the medicine. So the lady, and tell me about this, because I don't stay caught up on some of this.
Okay.
So she decided not to send her for the drug test. She's trying to give her one slim chance.
Right.
So she says, you're going to come back here in 2 weeks, but you're going to go today and put the what they call that? The patch. And apparently they test the patch or something in 2 weeks. They can test it or something, because she said, you're going to put that on today, and we're going to give you 2 weeks. It's going to tell us how much you have in your system. Is that something new? I mean,
I've never heard of it.
I hadn't either. I forget what she called it. It was, oh man, that was.
But I'm sure. I mean, there's a lot of things they can do nowadays.
I guess it just, I don't know. Maybe it soaks in. They get a good, it tells a story of what you've done, or how much you're doing it and all that. I don't know.
I mean,
I never heard a judge say that.
You can test a hair follicle. If you want to go back, you can test a hair follicle. It'll tell you everything that you've done for the past year.
Broski says, I'll never knock a good high milligram full spectrum cream for muscle aches and pains. Mm-hmm. It helped me with a pinched nerve too. Natural pain relief, and it works right away.
Yep.
I can't wait to have the holistic person on that way. They've just been busy. We tried. It's just getting lined up, but I'm excited about that. We'll talk about through all these issues. That would be a good Saturday show too, is to talk about some of that.
And we can. I'm sure that Bess will be able to do that on a Saturday.
But anytime it works for her, I'm just saying. But
it's a matter of logistics. I've got to get it worked out with her.
Yeah.
I have talked to her about it. And she said that she would love to do it.
I think it's going to be popular. I think those kinds of things are what people want to hear. They want to hear.
Well,
more
she's
about
all
that,
about helping people.
Yeah.
And that's the sad truth of the matter is my doctor wasn't about helping me. I basically told him what I needed. You know what I mean? And he would write me a prescription for it. But, they had me on statin drugs, which will kill you.
And edible once in a while, if you're struggling with sleep, gets it done. I go on streaks where I won't take one for months and months, but nothing wrong with once in a while, he says.
Yeah, broski, I just ordered some liquid or shots, and there were two different ones. One has 25 milligrams with 1,000 milligrams of caffeine, which is your workout. It helps you with the pain and it gives you the energy and all that stuff. That's on top of the other things that I do for workout. And then the other one is 100 milligrams in a shot, and on the bottle it says this is not for beginners. But I took the whole shot last night and I slept like a baby last night. I mean, I had the best sleep I've had in months and months and months last night. I actually got about 5 hours of sleep last night. Which is very unusual.
Yeah, that's a record for you.
Yeah.
Dusty says, "Good morning, Biscuit Boy. Can't wait to meet you and Dean and talk to you guys. I'm excited."
Yes.
We are
yes,
too.
Good morning,
my friend. Talk racing. And that'll be fun. That'll be fun. We're going to pull up that video and show it. You made you hurt your back. And Deco with CBN edibles are the good ones for sleep, not Indica. CBD, CBN. So,
yeah, what I'm talking about has THC in it. I mean, it's D8, D9, whatever.
Yeah.
It has the same thing you get out of smoking marijuana is in this, the THC. Now, all I'm saying is it helps me.
Do you think?
Now, I don't want to walk around out here high, talking, hey, what's up, dude? That's not what I'm after.
Is a top of THC around here, and I have no clue about it. What I'm reading, because I do not have any experience with any of this, zero, nada. But I read and I listen and all that. But the store owners around here say that they play funny business with the law because you have to be under certain milligrams and certain things of stuff you offer and all that.
Right.
That they will hit them and it's a floating. They play funny with the rules. I'm talking about the drug task force, and it's like it's really hard to stay within the rules because it's like they move the target and they accuse you of selling something that you shouldn't.
Right.
So I don't know if you know anything about that. Like
I've heard that most of the edibles and things like that are going away. That 2026 they're supposed to be banning them or something along those lines. That's what I've heard. I don't know if there's any truth to that. Now, you can go in and buy flour at just about any of these dispensaries. And what I mean by flour is bud, that you roll up and smoke. Now, that is extremely popular. But what they have been doing is taking that and getting the THC out of it. And I don't know if it's opening up a possibility for foul play, people putting things in there that should not be in there, psilocybin, possible hallucinogenics, and even fentanyl. I'm afraid that it might start making its way into some of these things.
Do you think in our area, which is a very conservative area, it has changed a little bit in relation to what we're talking about? Do you think we'll see pot dispensaries in this area? How long do you think before we will see something like that?
Oh, they're already in this area.
Well, I mean, full on, like out where you can just walk up at a machine and.
No, I don't know about a machine.
That's what I mean, like.
No,
I don't know that you can do that in Georgia.
You mean like getting it, like going up to like a convenience store? And I don't know if that'll ever happen.
You don't think
there's too much regulation that is on this.
I mean, they have them in like Colorado, right? I mean, you just walk up and.
Well, it's a dispensary store. It's not just like a convenience store. I guess it's convenient to get your weed, But
yeah, they have like it's like a Coke machine. You put money in and you get what you want. They have those out there, right? I mean,
to the best of my knowledge, yeah.
But you don't think that would ever happen here in Tennessee?
I don't see that happening. No.
Broski says it's illegal in North Carolina, but there are stores you can walk in and buy the THC flower and edibles, etc. The law is, I've heard that number 0.3%. I couldn't remember the percentage, but the 3 I remembered that THC. But it's how it's extracted is how they get around it.
Right.
A dispensary doesn't mean a vending machine, but they do have those, right?
Well,
I understand there's a store, but there are places that have a vending type machine, right? Am I right?
I would say so.
The dispensary's a store. Yeah, I get that. I knew the difference that there, but I'm saying I think there are places that they have a machine up there. You just put your money in and you can get it.
Kind of like a Coke machine.
But are the dispensaries how regulated are they? I don't know.
They're highly regulated. Highly regulated.
They seem to get, he says, not that you know of. I thought there were places out west you could do that.
I've seen them. I don't know. Once again, with AI, if you see a video of something.
Well, we'll just look it up. We'll figure it out. But I've heard of that becoming a thing. Like they were moving towards that.
I wouldn't doubt it. But, once again, it's how are they going to regulate that? What are they going to do?
The reason it is, if you could set those up in places, then you don't have to have, there's no overhead. You just service the machine. You go in and stock it like you would a vending machine. I mean, that's basically what it'd be.
Yeah.
And, it would have to have, I'm sure, ID that's put up to the thing and all that. But I don't know. But, yeah. But around here, there's been a number of stores hit. For different things. Now, some of it wasn't that. Some of it was around here. We have a big problem with the, what is that stuff they sell? It's in the packs, and it's what is it? It's a powder or something that what is it's supposed to be like you can put in a drink or something or mix it or whatever, but they found them to be over and maybe pills as well, but they're over the measurement they're supposed to have. So I don't know. But the stores right here, they do all their stuff locally. They're not buying it and bringing it in. They do it here. And they say that it's the way they test it. It can get them in trouble. So they're leery about some have gotten out of the business because they're afraid they're going to go to jail for a long time because the way that the Drug Task Force has hit these stores.
I've got a friend that is flourishing in the business. She's up in Hickson. Now, granted, she knows a lot of people, but still, if you do things the way the government has laid the law out, if you adhere to that, you're still going to help people. Now, I think what people are searching for is that high they used to get when they were younger if they smoked pot.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. That's not what you're going to get. That's not what this is for. It's a completely different thing. If you want that, just go find you a guy and get you some. You know what I mean? You can find you a guy anywhere pretty much.
Rusty says that's what I'm saying. THC is illegal in North Carolina, but there are stores everywhere, and the stuff is legit. I can walk to 3 stores.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania, where recreational use is legal, you can't just walk in and buy it. So make that make sense. In Virginia, you can buy it in dispensary stores. No problem. Shout out Charlottesville. There are plenty of local North Carolina growers who make edibles and pre-rolls. Paul, you're getting that high at these stores in North Carolina, even from the flower.
Yeah, from the flower.
From the flower.
Yes.
I've said this before.
I haven't smoked it. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but I don't smoke the stuff anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do vape it, but it's not as strong. And I have, the edibles and, those things. But
he said, and the edibles.
Those are I use the edibles to put me to sleep.
Yeah.
But the edibles haven't worked. That's the reason why I got these shots.
Back when Georgia voted to allow the THC or whatever it was they were using for kids with disabilities and stuff, and they got voted in. They rolled disabled kids down the aisles. They were having that vote that day. But my senator said after they voted that, of all the issues they've ever had calls about in his whole 16 or 18 years in office, he said you could put every other issue that we had, put them in the same pot, no pun intended, and the calls they got for people calling his office wanting to know when they get their grow license was more contact they had on that than anything else. That would be abortion rights or whatever. That to be a grower in the state of Georgia, which you still can't do, to my knowledge, you still can't do that. That was the calls he got the most at. People wanted to be able to grow that in their backyard.
Yeah.
Say, I'm a grower.
I want to tell you what, people used to grow it in their backyard. My Uncle Squirrely, he grew...
Squirrely?
That was his name, Squirrely. It was a nickname.
I get it, but
that's...
how do you get a nickname called Squirrely?
He could shoot a squirrel like somebody's bed. They called him Squirrely. He was a little squirrely, too, but...
I still know that's a nickname I want. Squirrely.
Yeah. But
anyway, go ahead. He was a grower. He
was.
He wasn't regulated. He just did it.
He grew. He was kind of like a moonshiner. You know what I mean? But he grew some of the best weed in this area. For years. I mean, this is back in the 40s and 50s.
Did he have corn and everything else as well, or did he just grow that?
Oh, he just grew that. And it was some good stuff.
Who was he paying off to not bother him?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure there was a few.
There had to be somebody.
But you got to remember, this is
Uncle Squirrely was not growing anything else but that, and he didn't get hit.
This was up in up above Sidey Daisy.
Well, I get it.
Back in the day, it was pretty wild country back up in there.
They was probably afraid to get shot coming up in there, so they didn't mess with him. Yeah, Uncle Squirrely.
Kind of like Copperhead
Squirrely's
Road.
Medicine House.
That's it. And he had a brother they called Bozo. Bozo was blind.
How did he get the name Bozo?
I have no idea. To this day, I don't know how Uncle Bozo got that name. But boy, he could pick a guitar like nobody's business.
Awesome.
He was blinded as a young man.
That would be a great podcast, the Squirrely and Bozo Show.
Yeah.
People would tune in just to see what it's about.
Oh, I'd love to be able to sit down and have a conversation with them now. I will one day, but anyway.
We'll say I try not to, but a couple times a year I do. And indica edibles with CBN for sleep are the way to go. Yeah, now, apparently the threshold of if you have cancer, pretty easily get the medical marijuana, right?
Yeah.
That's not a hard jump, is it? Your doctor will prescribe that, or most doctors would.
Yep.
How much do they? I'm not asking you to be an expert, but how much do they give you? Like, if you get the equivalent of one joint a day, or because they do it for pain. I mean, how?
It's whatever you need.
So you're buying like 3 ounces. I mean, how much can you get? Surely they're not going to let you have that much. I mean,
well, do you know why they give it to people with cancer?
Well, I mean, I would imagine a couple of different reasons. I mean,
appetite's one.
Yeah, appetite. You eat more and you can sleep.
Calms your stomach down.
Yeah, calms your stomach.
It eases the pain.
Yeah.
But, see, that's the thing that
but you can't sell it. Like, you can't, it's yours. But how do they regulate? Do they keep up with it? I mean, you can only get it at certain times. I mean, it's like a prescription, you should still have pills left, or you should still have.
I don't think it's like a pain management group. I go through a pain management group, and they ask me when I go in, "Have you smoked any marijuana?" No, I have not. We're gonna find THC in your system. Yeah, you probably will. And they're like, "Wait a minute." And I tell my doctor my pain management doctor everything I do. She don't agree with a lot of it, but she goes along with it. But, when you start proving your doctors wrong.
Yeah.
And I've done that. Numerous occasions, but.
Do they is it just in the weed form, or is it pills as well? Do they put that pain, put that what they
I've never
get.
seen it in capsule.
Okay, I didn't know.
I don't know. I'm not saying they don't. I've never seen it in capsule form.
I'm just curious about that. Like, how do you?
Well, see, the thing about it is, if it goes through the stomach acid and all that, you're not going to get the full effect of anything that you swallow.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
The best way to do it is either dermally, transdermally, IV, or subcutaneous, or inhalation. Those are the best delivery systems.
So I'm just curious, is this pre-rolled? Like when you go get it for medical marijuana, is it pre-rolled? Or
I don't think so. I think you roll it yourself.
So,
you can get a rolling machine. They're really easy.
Does it come in? What kind of packaging does it come in? I mean,
it comes in a bag. A Ziploc bag, more than likely.
I've never seen anybody with it, but I've known some people who did it, but I've never seen what they had. Anyone on painkillers should switch to medicinal marijuana edibles, liquid, flour, or cream.
I agree 100%. So, there he is. What's up, brother?
There is Jeffrey. But I was just wondering how it, stick your head over and say hi, Jared. I mean, people, they
say hi to everybody. Camera right there with the green light on.
Yeah. Pull on in there. There he is. That's the oldest boy. We were just talking about all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I've never been around anybody that had the prescription to get medical marijuana.
I have.
And so I'm just curious. He said you can buy flour or pre-rolls. Joints are already packed.
You can get it however you want it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you could already have the pre-roll. And again, I'm wondering about how much. Like, how much do they know you need? Or because they're not going.
They leave that up to you.
They're not going to give you 3 ounces of dope, man. I mean, come on.
No,
they're not.
No.
So I'm wondering what
you're
is
not going to sit and roll those Cheech and Chong joints, and toke on those,
Hey, man.
Hey, dude. I got a roach, man.
I just wondered. I'm just curious about it. I've never been around it. I'm not.
By the way, Cheech and Chong is making a comeback. Do you know that?
Well, I know they've
got their own flower brand. They're taking this weed thing and running with it.
You buy it by the gram. Okay. See, bud.
See, man.
That you buy it by the gram. Broski's gave us the answer. So you buy it by the gram. Okay.
See, I used to buy it by, well, never mind.
We'll leave that one alone.
Yeah.
We're going to get up here in a moment. We're going to reset and get ready for our show with our race Dirt Tracker. Dusty, who will be on.
Yep.
He said, and cones are the thing now. Not calling.
Yeah,
not
I've seen those.
Joints, they pack cones.
Yeah, like ice cream cones. Yes.
You light it?
No, you eat them. You eat them.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never did it.
Yep.
Is it called a cone?
Yeah, they call them cones.
Get back.
What?
I just have this memory of my dad, if he got up, he's like, hey, give me one of them, what do they call Nutty Buddies. Nutty Buddies out of the freezer there, son.
Yeah.
I just imagine you get out of that. Yeah. Hey, give me one of them edible cones, give me one of my cones. I'm ready for it.
Do you want the Maui Wowie or the Colombian Gold, Dad? You want the Sensimilia?
A cone is made out of paper with an end built on.
That's not what I'm thinking about.
Okay, all right. That's what I want to know.
I'm talking about are edible cones. They look like little ice cream cones. They're about that big.
So y'all are talking different things. I'm sitting here trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
How the heck how do you smoke the cone on the small end? Like you got this cone that
No, what he's talking about, I think, are they're like pre-rolls, but they're small on this end and they go out and get bigger. Kind of like the old school shotguns. You know what I'm talking about? Those, what they called those things? They had the big,
I don't know,
flared ends.
I didn't do it, so
yeah.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I probably don't need to learn.
It's good information for people.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Yes. And, you know, and I'm going to say this, but, and Broski, I'd like for you to look into this. Did you know that dementia is 100% completely reversible?
That what is?
Dementia.
Dementia is 100%.
100% completely reversible. If who's the guy that played Back to the Future? Michael J. Fox. You know, he's got Parkinson's disease.
Yeah, he has Parkinson's.
I wish somebody would slap a nicotine patch on him and just see what happens. They are putting nicotine patches on kids with autism, and they're coming around.
I've heard of that.
They're putting it on people with Parkinson's disease, and their shakes stop. They're able to walk. It's amazing what nicotine does for the body. And the 2030 mandate is to outlaw all nicotine products by 2030 worldwide. Why?
Big pharma.
I'm serious. Do your research, folks. A lot of people laugh at me until they try it.
On that note, we're going to get off of here and reset. Dina will be coming in, and we need to reset. Thanks for everybody stopping by. We'll be back live at 11 a.m. with our guest, Dusty Poff from Poff Racing in Ohio.
Till then, God bless all of you.
Yeah.
And
food is medicine, herbs, plants, so much not mainstream. Yeah. Absolutely. Natural things. And we will have this show. It's going to happen. We just give us a little time.
We might even start having an herbalist show. Who knows?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
And when I say herb, there's a lot of different kinds of herb. Okay? Just saying.
There was also Herb Albert.
This is true. The Tijuana brass.
Tijuana, another place. We won't go there.
Been there, but don't want to go back anytime soon.
I would say anything you want to do, you could do in Tijuana. Correct?
Yeah.
Not that you did it. I'm just saying.
You pretty much, yeah.
That's
you
what I always
don't want to go to jail in Tijuana.
No, you don't want to do that. But there's a lot that can be done in Tijuana. We'll be back in a few. Take care. Happy Saturday. We're enjoying being with you on a Saturday.
Most definitely.
Show number 3 on the way. Take care.
See you guys.
To Pop, we go off the air. We will not be live the next one because we have a guest and we can't tie that system together. But we will put it up as a recording. Take care.